Hello, everybody. This is Alex.
This is Boscha. This is Fool's Odyssey, episode 38.
Okay, why you sound like that?
Like what?
Like you're so like angelic. You're floating on a cloud or something.
I
You're
have no
warm.
idea what you're talking about.
You know, we take one voice acting lesson, and all of a sudden,
You made me like this.
I created you, and I can end you.
You've created a monster, and that is what I am. Anywho, yes, welcome everyone.
Yes. Okay. So before we get too off topic, in this episode, we talk about the ever lovable film Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Right. Yes. The end of Phase 2, as we know it.
So hold up. How is Ant-Man, like how is the people, rate Ant-Man? Like do they take it well?
Yes. General consensus is about 7 out of 10, I believe.
Not bad, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we know what the audience thinks, but now let's hear what you think. No spoilers, please. Go, Boscha.
It's very basic.
Yeah, it's as we were watching this, I said like it's a typical MCU origin movie.
Yeah.
It has all the right formula for an origin movie.
It is. This is a very basic, as plain as it could be. Like
Now, that being said, just because it is basic doesn't mean it wasn't good. It was still enjoyable.
it was not bad by any means. Like
Yeah.
I watched it. I enjoyed it. I think the beginning was kind of weak, but then
Yes.
it gets more enjoyable the more we watched. So.
I felt like they didn't really find Scott's character, the main character, like his personality until after that 30-minute mark.
I think so too, because in the beginning he kind of comes off weird. For me, it's like almost his character wasn't portrayed right. Because I think you said it too, right? Because he's supposed to be like a smart guy, but kind of goofy, kind of like comic relief, whatever, right?
Yeah.
For me, it comes across as in he's like smart, a very intelligent person, but how do I say this? Instead of a goofy comic relief, it's more like socially awkward person. Like you don't know how to talk to people, kind of like that. You know what I mean? Feels that way in the beginning, at least.
Not. Yeah, I don't think he's supposed to be like that. He's just supposed to be like like that kind of goofy goof boy making jokes here and there and not knowing their social. I don't want to say not knowing the social cues, but like the typical like comedy.
Yeah, but like for comedy, it comes across as like the Star Lord.
Yeah.
That's a goofy. I think that's a goofy character. You know,
Mm.
he can do stuff, but he's a goofy. He cracks jokes and whatever. That's for me is a
Yeah.
goofy character. But like what Scott does, not so much. He comes across as like someone who can't read social cues, don't know how to interact with people, kind of thing.
I guess he's more. He's supposed to be more of like the bumbling idiot kind of character, like Homer Simpson.
Okay.
I think so. Like I think that's the best way to describe him. He's like a Homer Simpson character. He loves his family. That's all. All right. So that's our initial impressions of our overall impression of the movie. So now let's get into the spoilerinos as usual, and let's start off with the minor characters, the Three Stooges. What do you think of them?
They're great, but clearly they're not equal.
Yes, I think it's because of the star power too. Like I think the Luis's actor, I forget his name. Sorry, but I think he was more prolific than the other two.
Yeah, because the way he portrayed the characters is actually, I don't know, it's probably like easy to say. It's probably one of the more likable characters in the whole movie.
See now he did the bumbling idiot act well.
Better.
Yes, but overall, I don't think they are a wasted character slot. They did their job. They did their purpose. Yeah, they had enough screen time to make me go like, okay, they served their purpose, right? So
Yeah, they have like the part where they do everything. Like they do their serious part, they do the comedy part, and the Louis character also kind of showed the. You remember before he blew up the building? He's like, God damn! Oh shit! I probably shouldn't talk. Anyway, and he was like, oh shit, the guy! I forgot. Kind of showed the humanity part and whatever too, right? So I think that was like a good detail.
yeah, actually, I actually forgot about the guy. I was legit like,
For me, I actually remember. I forgot the bomb. So when the bomb was out, I'm like, oh shit, that guy's gonna die. And then he's like, shit, I forgot the guy. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
See, now you can't make any plot holes, I guess, or you know, shit. I don't even know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying
if you
anymore.
look hard enough, it's there.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, yes, there are some inconsistencies in this movie regarding the Ant-Man powers and the suit itself.
I'd say, yeah,
Yeah,
because
but
it's. I think this Ant-Man suit is the most probably like more fantasy out of like everything so far, right?
yes,
And it's a very sci-fi-ish thing.
yeah, it's hard to put logic in a movie where it shouldn't be applicable. You know.
Yeah, and they're doing a lot of because it's a dangerous thing, like because they're playing with mass and the likes. So yeah. So the thing is, like, it says that when the suit turns small, you still keep the mass. That means you could punch as hard as his normal body, right? In that
Uh,
size.
in that size, he keeps his strength. Yes.
So meaning, yeah, he. I think Hope also mentioned it. Like if you hit someone hard enough, it's like a bullet punching through a thing, right? It'll kill someone. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But what if he turns bigger though? Does his power stay the same as him, or it goes big with him?
That it doesn't get explained.
Okay. Because imagine he turns like a huge titan, but then his attack power is like exactly the same as a normal human. I would probably laugh quite a lot.
Oh yeah. No, his strength gets increased or something. Well, the thing is, like, if his strength increases proportionately to his size, then every step he takes will cause like an earthquake.
Yeah. Is that a problem? I don't think that's a problem.
I mean, yeah, sure, he'll end the movie like it's nothing. Okay. Anyways, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Three Stooges did their part. I'm okay with it. Um, let's go on to the next set of characters, which is Hank Pym and Hope Pym, which actually you enjoyed them quite a bit, or Hank,
Yeah,
anyways.
I like them. I like Hope too, actually. When they got to the
Interesting.
training mode, I like Hope.
Yeah.
I especially like it the most when she took a hit in the stomach and just like, ah, fuck yeah, and then, hit back harder. That one was great.
So okay, so let's talk about Hank first then, or I guess we can talk about Hope first since we're on that topic.
Either way. Yeah.
So with Hope, what makes her different compared to all the other MCU females that we've seen so far?
Because most of them come off as like a damsel in distress, right? Or how do I say this? Almost just there for service,
Yeah,
Like in
yeah.
our movie, Let's Have Pretty Ladies.
Yes, yes, yes.
And they don't do anything. Like I'm talking especially about Black Widow until the last movie. The last movie she did a lot of stuff,
Yes,
which I'm
yeah.
okay with. That's kind of like like redemption arc in my eye. But like the other like Pepper, like yeah, the interaction with Stark was cool and whatnot, but she's just another damsel, right? Kind of like that. But in this one, she's pretty much a fighter too, right?
Yes.
She's good at like she if there's anything, she's probably the better Ant-Man than Scott is, right? The only thing that makes Scott better was that his ability to infiltrate, right? But probably in like capability wise, I think she would make the better Ant person. And the only reason why she's not is because she's like the daughter of the dude, and he doesn't want to lose her and whatever,
Yeah.
right? As explained in the
It
movie.
makes sense.
But the reason why Scott is the Ant-Man is because he's an infiltrator,
Yes.
right? So he's better at infiltrating things than she is. She's more of a fighter, while Hope is more of a fighter. That's how I see it.
Right.
And I think that's what makes her appealing. I don't know. I just like a strong female character.
Yeah, so it doesn't feel like your typical do nothing female kind of role.
Kind of like, and when it's strong, it's not like like girls power kind of thing, like where they just come to a room, start shooting everybody down and die, and then like strike a pose and shit, like those kind of bullcrap
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
right?
for sure. for
Not
sure.
that, like she took a hit and she still hit back, and she showed technique on the fighting stuff and whatnot, and she shows like like her guts too, right? And, like she could take a hit, she willing to like pull out a gun in the middle, like she's an action girl, and that I thought that was cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, you see a bit of the struggle, not just like the physical struggle, but like a emotional side struggle, right? Like the fact that she wants to prove to her dad, even though her dad knows that she's capable.
Yeah, knows. Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, this is also the reason why I like Nick Fury's
Yeah.
assistant
Yeah.
lady.
The same way, right? Same
Yeah,
way.
exactly.
Okay, and going to Hank now.
Hmm.
You know, that mentorship role, that
Hmm.
jaded old man kind of
Hmm.
guy.
For me, more than a mentor,
Yeah.
his trait that came out very very obvious to me
Hmm.
was that he's a very intelligent man, very intelligent and very, what do you call it, insightful. I don't know if that's a word, but he's like, he see everything. He could control things. He could see how people behave and could move people. Thing like he's just by this far, it kind of shows him to me that he's like probably the smartest dude in the whole Marvel universe right now. That's the feeling I got.
Could be. He's one. He's definitely one of the smartest. I don't know if he's the smartest, but he's one of the
Hmm.
smartest so far in the MCU. Anyways,
I see. I see.
yeah, I think Vision might be able to beat him just because of the Mind Stone.
Oh, right. As in like in the brain capability kind of thing, or
Yeah, just because of how the Mind Stone, well, how the Mind Stone should work, right? But like,
should work, shooting
like-
beams.
but like barring, of course, like ancient artifacts of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hank Pym should rank up there.
I see.
But-
I see.
But the thing is, if he was to go head to head with Tony Stark, I think Tony would edge him out.
On what though?
Just technology wise, I believe.
Oh, because technology, like because Stark makes weapons, right? Like he
Yeah.
could make machine and whatever. He got Jarvis to help, whatever, right? Or
Yeah.
what's her name? Monday now or something?
Friday.
Friday, sure.
Friday.
Yeah, but like Hank is working on his own, right? And
Mhm.
he's just what he's doing is like he's probably if he I don't know about technology, but probably if it comes to like some sort of a weird stuff out of the box, like out of the norm, I think he would have won against Stark.
Mm. Well, I mean, Hank is the only one that's able to control the ants, so that says a lot. Like,
Because like I think a lot of stuff that like his technology, Hank's,
mhm.
is very outside of the norm, right? Because if you put it that way, kind of like Iron Man stuff is just unavailable technology pop up to 11, right?
Yes.
It exists, but you just make it even stronger, even more efficient, even more mobile, even more like like those kind of stuff, right?
Hmm.
But Hank managed to control ants, make something subatomic level, and then go back. Those kind of stuff, right? That's like, what the hell? Very unorthodox, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. We're starting to go into that territory where it's just like becoming more fantastical, more comic booky.
Yeah, and for me, I like it, and I think that's
It's the right direction to go
that's
to.
a
I
charm.
think.
Yeah.
Because it is a comic book movie at the end of the day, right? So it should go
Exactly.
into that territory. I do like that they made Hank the previous Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, what do you mean by the previous?
Like, it's not just some guy who just made the suit and he can't use it because he's too old. Like, he actually made the suit, wore it, and was the first Ant-Man. Like he was in the comic
I
books.
see, I see.
Right? In the comic books,
Yeah,
he was the first
He shouldered
Ant-Man.
everything himself, kind of thing, eh?
Yeah.
I see.
And then because of the way the particles work, I guess, and he had absorbed too much or used too many of it, he's not able to use the suit anymore because it's physically
So when
demanding.
he said he's not able to, as in like the suit doesn't listen to him anymore, or he just physically cannot do it?
I think it's physically cannot do it. It probably damages his like organs or something from shrinking and growing big for too long and too often. That's why you have the regulator and the helmet, I guess, is to like control that kind of stuff. At least that's what I think he was trying to explain it, right? Like I think that's the explanation, anyways. Yeah, I don't know, but overall, I mean, they had a good sizable role, and I believe that they did their purpose as well. They didn't feel wasted.
Oh, definitely not. But they're like the main characters
Yeah.
for me. I think it's more main characters than Scott. Not really, but it's close.
And I also like their relationship where it kind of just over time got repaired because of the.
Because that's the thing. Like I thought this is like I think there's more character development on this character than Scott. Is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, Scott is already his character arc is more or less
It's-
completed, right?
His
It's-
characters are developed already. I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, because well, we'll talk about it when we get there. But anyways, yeah, no,
Sure.
yeah. So let's go on to the big bad bald Mister Yellow Jacket himself, Darren Cross. What do you think?
Why is every bad guy's always a bald man?
No, I mean, who's the Ultron isn't bald.
Ultron is bald. He got no hair.
Yeah, but he can't grow hair, so that doesn't mean he's bald. To be bald means you have to have hair, right?
No. A lot of people can't grow hair. That's why they're bald. What are you talking about?
No, but like those people were born with hair first.
Not necessarily.
Oh my
Anyway,
gosh.
what I'm saying is that like even the Iron Man, the first one,
Yeah, bald.
his uncle is also bald, dude.
Right? Okay, wait. Let's go down the list quickly. Iron Man 1, bald.
Okay.
Iron Man 2, not bald.
Not bald.
Iron Man 3, not bald.
No bald.
Captain America, bald.
Bald. Like all the origin story so far is 3 bald.
Okay. Captain America 2, not bald. Yeah, not bald.
Yeah, not bald.
I mean, technically, kind of. Because there is one character that is technically bald, but he's not the main villain,
Yeah,
right?
that is true. Yeah.
I'll say half bald.
Half bald. Ew, that's sad.
And then Hulk, bald?
In the beginning, what was the Abomination? Was it bald?
Yeah, he's bald. So
Oh
bald?
yeah, see, like all the original, original story, all the bad guys are bald. What is this?
Well, it's because he has a hair, but then when he grows into a monster, he becomes bald. So I don't know if that's. I'll give that a half point then.
So we got 3 bald, 4 bald.
All right, but Thor 1 is not bald.
Who's Thor 1?
Destroyer and Loki. If you're gonna count Destroyer as bald,
No, but isn't it like the ice
oh yes,
wait,
Thor.
was the ice golem?
Oh yes, Rorschach. Yeah, they're bald.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean.
Okay, okay, I'll give you a point for that. And then Thor 2, bald.
Right.
Avengers 1, Avengers 1, bald.
Loki, right?
Bald.
So-
Loki and the Chitauri, which is the aliens, bald.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So bald. I'll say bald. The bulk of the enemy is bald,
Right.
so that's a bald. That's a bald movie. Yeah, you know what? I guess you're right. Most of the villains are bald.
Why? Well, don't worry, guys. Even if you're bald, you're cool. Most of the bald guys I know are nice guys, so.
Yeah, it just turns out that bald people make good villains.
Whoa. Whoa, wordings there.
That's what I said. It just happens.
Wordings.
It just happens that bald people make good villains, right? Like Darren Cross has a menacing voice, has a menacing look, and the
Yeah.
baldness helps.
He does.
But
I'd say.
anyways, what do you think of his characterization? Like, he's very obsessed.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because the whole movie, I'm trying to see his drive. Why is he just a dude, like lusting for power and money? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Well, like what's his drive? But then at the same time, he also shows that he kind of like care about the Hank, right? He felt like a sense of what do you call it? Like almost like a parent and a child kind of relationship, like a mentor and a disciple kind of thing too. You know what I mean?
I view his relationship very similar to what Hope's relationship was with Hank, but it's in the opposite direction. That obsession, that drive to prove himself, made him go crazy and try to find ways to like almost like upstage Hank and be like, "This is what you missed out on. We could have done this together." Like he said a million times in the movie, "We could have done this together," right?
Mm-hmm.
But Hope wasn't like that. I guess because she didn't have that obsessive personality.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, what was that's like the obsession thing was what I'm.
Look, I guess the feeling of
Got slightly-
abandonment, right? He felt like he was abandoned by
Yeah.
Hank.
After he pick him up, I guess.
I mean, like, did you feel that way towards our mentor Mark?
Like, what do you mean?
Did you ever feel like you had to prove yourself to our manager, and it's like,
No.
and then he lets you down, and you're just like, you know what, screw you, I'm out of here.
I don't know. He might be listening, so the answer is no. Just kidding, Mark.
Yeah. We love you. This is why we still call you our manager, the manager of our podcast, because we still respect and love him. He is our mentor.
Oh yeah, always.
Yes.
He is a mentor.
Yeah. If you're,
He is the one who pushed us to do this.
yeah, exactly. If
And we've been continuing until like episode 38, so that should mean something.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be doing this. Yeah, you're right. So if you're listening to this, Mark, I hope you're feeling better, and we'll see you soon.
You're gonna make him cry again.
Good. I hope he cries. I want him to cry. Okay, but then I guess one of the downsides for Darren is that he is generic bad guy, because MCU origin movie, he doesn't have that,
Yeah,
big motivation.
special something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The extra oomph, so to speak.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so you feel like he's more or less on par with all the other MCU villains in the origins.
On par. It's because the first one. Well, yeah, the first Iron Man. Yes. Especially Iron Man 1. It's almost like the same thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, almost the same story.
And
Iron Man 2, I guess they have the same
Yeah.
characterization too.
I guess
Iron Man
it's
3,
just-
yeah, and pretty
'cause
much.
the thing is, like, I think they try to tie a lot of stuff to Hydra. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Now they're just trying to bunch everything to Hydra, and like, oh yeah, now they're
yeah.
looking at Hydra, and Hydra's a bad guy.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Well, I guess. Well, here's the thing, is that in this movie it was actually supposed to be directed and written by another person, but then Marvel wanted it to change how he wanted the movie to be. So he ended up actually having to leave that project because he didn't feel like he had the freedom to do what he wanted. So they got this guy to do it instead.
Oh,
Yeah. So maybe that's why it feels more like a typical MCU origin movie.
yeah. Well, it's not a bad movie per se, but it's not necessarily enticing either.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I feel bad for the original guy who wanted to do the movie, because he wanted to do this project since like the early 2000s, or like 2000,
Really?
2007, I think. So it took him a long time to get this project off the floor. And when he did, he left it because he wasn't able to make the movie that he wanted. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. It really does suck. And I wonder how much of the script that he wrote was kept in this movie.
I don't know because I don't know how
Like the production
how
side,
good
right?
this guy is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know how well he works and whatever.
Yeah.
So
I mean, but when you hear stories like that, it's just like, damn, that sucks, dude. Because he worked really hard to get this movie off the ground. But he's not too heartbroken over it, I hope.
he's in a better place now.
I mean, he is, because the next movie he made ended up winning like an Oscar or something. So yeah,
really?
so it sucks for except for Marvel, because they fucking lost a good director.
Oh, so it could have been a lot better than
Potentially,
Wow.
yeah, it could have been.
Yeah.
But you just never know, right? This is like a what if. Like, it could be really good, it could be really bad. We just don't know. Onto the main character and our final character that we'll discuss, Mr. Ant-Man himself, Scott Lang. What do you think? This bumbling idiot. We kind of sprinkled our thoughts here and there throughout the podcast, but now is the time. What do you think?
Nothing really.
Yeah, because I felt like his journey, because his whole journey in this movie was that he wants to protect his daughter. He wants to be a good father for his daughter. But I feel like that journey was completed halfway in the movie.
Halfway? I don't think so, because for me in the beginning, he only goes like, he has his priorities straight already, in a way,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
like it's not like he is like a deadbeat dad, or he's like a lazy bum or anything like that. Like, he really cares about
Yeah.
his daughter. He went to her birthday party.
Yeah, and he's trying to do everything he can do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is.
Yeah, so I feel like
And that doll he made, I'm pretty sure he made it like handmade.
yeah, and he knew she liked it, even though it was ugly. Like, she loved that doll. It might have been just because like it was him that gave it to her, so she loved it. But either way, like she loves it. But anyways, yeah. But the thing is, the only reason why he's doing all these Ant-Man stuff is because he needs the money. So, but his character arc or character story was that he wants to be a good father, right? So I feel like once he got that Ant-Man suit, it was like, okay, it's completed. Like, he, he's like, no, he's a good enough dad already. And was it the police officer and the ex-wife or the mom of the daughter? Those characters I thought would be like, how can I say it? Like more rude towards him, just because he's like a thief, he goes to jail. It's not exactly a good influence on the child, but
Yeah.
they're actually more understanding. And towards the end of the movie, they're like really welcoming.
They're kind of like good friends. Yeah.
So that was a really interesting take on it, like this idea of family that actually works together. It's not dysfunctional, like how we always see in the previous MCUs, even.
Because that's new. Because I thought that was you. I got a feeling that's part of the original writer thing. So.
Maybe it could have been.
It's good because I mean, for me, I kind of found it a bit too sappy that everything just works out. But I mean, then again, after reading seeing everything, it kind of makes sense in the sense that at the end of the day, just want to do like they're just doing their job.
Yes, exactly.
Right? They care for each other in a sense. So.
And it's nice to see like this kind of heartwarming thing, because in all the other MCU movies we see like heartbreak, loss, and stuff. Like even though the heroes win, they lose something. Like this time it's all wins. So that's a nice moment, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, now going on to since we finished all the characters, let's go on to the nitpicks, and I say that with quotations.
Nitpicks.
So okay, as we mentioned before, is that there's inconsistencies with the Ant-Man's suit and its powers, right? So like how like you say you keep the density when you go shrink, you still keep that same density as a human. So when Scott fell out of the bathtub and onto the floor, he wouldn't have been able to crack that tile, would he? Or he would have cracked more of it.
Well, the thing is, like, if he keeps his, that's the question, right? Because if he keeps the mask, then he would have died. He would turn to a paste.
Yeah.
As he touched the floor. It is. Yeah. But the thing is, like, if he doesn't, like his mask goes down as it is. I mean, he can't punch as hard as he can, and then whatever fall he does, he won't even take a single damage. He would just float slowly because that's what wind resistant whatever do. But it's, again, we've talked about this couple seconds earlier. It's the fantasy side. Leave the physics and whatever alone. I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy it.
I think because of how the powers are explained in the Ant-Man, it's hard to balance it.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because it's more fantasy thing, right?
Yeah.
So whatever suits and whatever the needs arise, just go for it, right? What I'm saying is that, like, unless somebody said like, oh no, the suit protect from fall damage, then
okay, yeah,
I don't know, right? Like, okay, maybe. And then that crack would make sense because it would be like it would be like a bullet hitting a concrete, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
But I don't know.
Yeah, we're not scientists. We're not physicists. We don't know shit about the Ant-Man power. So, maybe one day we'll understand it, but not today.
Monday, maybe.
Monday, maybe Monday we'll understand it.
Monday or Friday.
Yeah, Friday. Today is Friday. No, is it? Yes. Yes. Okay. Anyways, we're going crazy. Yeah, that's all the characters that matters to me, anyways. Anything you would like to change about this movie?
I don't know. Yeah.
Because despite the fact that it's an okay movie, it works. Like, I don't know.
It fills the quota. Like, everything that needs to be done was done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, the only way you would change the movie is like to change the whole thing and just make a new story.
Yeah. Like, change it completely. Like, rework the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I really do enjoy the part where Luis was explaining the story to Scott. Like, he was talking to all the other people, and then like this happened, that happened, and then they're able to like match the lips to the voice.
Yeah, that was cool. Because they were like, they matched the voice and the lip syncing together. I thought that was like probably one of the best part of the movie. Like the part when you start going back, like the flashback. That's when I like full attention almost.
It's a really well done comedy bit, and
Yeah, that was great.
Okay, and then now, as usual, I keep saying as usual, but it is what it is.
It is as usual.
As usual.
We've done this.
We've done this 38 times now, so it's fun.
Yeah.
So as usual, does this movie holds up to this day? Yeah, I guess.
Maybe, I guess. I mean,
it's just not a movie that will fade, that will go bad over time. It's just kind of just neutral, It just
you just watch it and be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Guess that's the introduction for that character kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like it's gonna go bad or better over time. It's kind of just that baseline MCU.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much you can do about that. It's an origin movie, right? They gotta meet that quota. They gotta fill that quota. Okay, and then for your score, what would you give it?
I'll give it a 6.
Interesting.
I was thinking like maybe 5.5 or 6, but 6 is good.
I would actually give it quite a bit higher, a 7.5, because I
Really?
think that's my baseline MCU rating would be 7.5.
For me, it's 5. I think 5 is my basic. Like if it's just like a normal flat movie, it's 5. If it's some good parts, it'll be a 6. You know what I mean?
Okay, now we're gonna get to the juicy bits, which is because Ant-Man. Well, originally before the Avengers movie are supposed to end the phases, right? Like with Phase 1, it ended with Avengers 1, and then with Phase 2, it was supposed to end with Avengers 2. However, they moved around some of the movie,
Yeah.
the movie stuff, right? So they made it that
Yeah.
Ant-Man was the end of Phase 2.
Yeah.
So now, end of Phase 2, we're like, I don't know how many movies in, 10 movies in plus maybe. How do you feel about the MCU journey that we've been on? It still didn't hook you, eh? You're still kind of just like, I'll watch the next one. Like,
Yeah, like I'll watch the next one. We'll see what it is, but I don't feel particularly. I don't know the word. Like I don't feel particularly like. I don't want to say interested, but I'm still like some movie are good, but I'm not expecting the next one to be as good. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Like, how can I say? You're not attached to any of the characters yet. Like, you're not like a big fan of Iron Man, a big fan of Captain America. You kind of just like, oh, that's cool. They're there.
Yeah, because again, I'm unlike you. I'm not like a super fan of them just yet. Or like I know them for like some games and whatever, but that was like about it.
Interesting. Okay, so what can the MCU do in the future that makes you go, okay, now I'm invested. Now I want to keep going. Like, what can they do?
I don't know.
Does it have to be like a big movie? Like, does it have to be like, like a big
I really
scene?
don't know. I want because I'm thinking like because I want to say like do where there's a lot of characters doing a bunch of cool things, right? But they're kind of doing that with Avenger, and it's still not,
Still not enough. Well, it has to be a good Adventures, right? Because these ones are kind of just like,
Yeah.
kind of just, they're great movies, but not like superb, amazing, awesome movies.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, I have no. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I really have no idea.
Do you think? Okay, well, let me ask you this: do you think you'll only take one good movie to get you hooked on it, or it has to be like multiple good ones?
Because for me to begin with, I'm not a very like movie savvy person, right? I'm not like somebody who like just sit down and watch stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So for me to like a certain movie, it's pretty hard. Like to get really hooked on something, it has to be like something fresh. You know what I mean? Like let's say it's something original. I watched it and it was like really amazing. Then I would look forward to the front. But in this one, I kind of see some are cool, some are not very cool, and it's kind of been like the quality and the consistency has been pretty up and down, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean it's been like getting better on the last couple movie. Like I would say that, but even then, like I still don't know if it's gonna go down again. So right now I'm just I'm just watching and see. I don't know because I want to say if there's any character like that's the thing, right? If X-Men and shit actually showed up, then I would definitely lose my mind there.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's probably the one time where.
Well, of course, the X-Men is a big part of or Marvel franchise. Right? But
Yeah.
unfortunately, at this time, it wasn't a done deal yet, and it won't be for a very long time, actually.
Well, the one thing I really like about like this movie, I know I said like a lot of characters showed up, but like their interaction is usually what makes me enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like when Captain America's banter with like Stark, when banners are like working together with Stark, like when whatever.
When anybody works with Stark,
Everybody's talked to Stark, yeah, because Stark is a good character. You gotta admit it. Like every interaction they've done with Stark, it's always a good one. Either I would laugh, or I'd be like, "Oh shit! Oh no, that you mentioned it." Like it's a good thing. Like he's a good character.
yeah, I guess so. Okay, okay. Let me ask you this then: if they made like a really superb movie in the next one, and then the movie after that was like down,
Mm.
would you feel? Would you just be like, oh man, or would you be like, okay, I'm still hooked, even though it's a shit movie, I'm still hooked.
I don't know. That's why.
So even though Marvel movies go down, it's not like like a super down
Oh, it doesn't
slope.
go to two, is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. It's still
Yeah,
like
but
it hits that minimum point, you know.
it's like yeah, it hits it's still a good budget movie.
Yes, yes, yes.
But what I'm saying is that it's not just that because the thing is like I don't know, because I'd rather have them like a consistently okay movie than one crap and then
Someone really good.
one like super amazing and then there's a down again. It kind of makes you like I don't know, is the next one gonna be great? Maybe not. You know.
I see, I see, I see. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Especially if it's a character that I don't know, right?
Yeah. Well, not well. As you can see, the cast is growing, pretty large
Yeah.
now, right? There's like 20 or is it over 10 heroes that they can use right now, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so having finished off phase two, which of the phases do you prefer? All the phase one movies or all the phase two movies?
Phase 2's movie are better because probably they have more money to play around with.
I see. Because they're more like established characters, right? Like,
Yeah, and now the actors are probably or yeah, established characters. That's what it is.
yeah.
Exactly it. They kind of know what the characters are and like they familiarize with with the role. You know, everything feels more natural
Mhm.
and maybe their character kind of stick to me too because, you know, I've seen multiple a movie with them doing whatever, right?
hmm
I guess it just kind of makes it better that way. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say is like that first Marvel movie is always gonna be like that basic plot line,
Yeah.
right? That skeleton of they
Mm.
gotta check this, gotta check all that. But the second one is usually where they can take things to a new direction, aside from Iron Man and Thor, I guess, because they kind of just follow the same formula. But like Captain America 2, for example, that went in a different direction and it worked really well,
Mm.
right? And then Avengers,
Mm.
yeah, but so far all the other sequels have been same vibe, same energy, I guess.
Yeah, same flow.
Yeah, yeah. It might just because of that's how the see. I don't know if that's the direction of what Marvel wants or that's the direction of the directors and the writers purposely did that
Why purposely though?
because that's their direction or writing style. It just happens to work that way.
Yeah.
You know, like how like writers have a particular way of writing their own stories, and then like how directors have
Mhm.
their own ways of like editing the movie and such.
Mhm.
So that's why like when you watch Avengers 1 and Avengers 2, you're like, okay, this is like same vibes, same style, right?
I suppose.
And then but then I don't know how much of that has been like Marvel mingling and messing around.
Mingling and
Yeah, like putting their
tinkering.
yeah, like putting their hand in the cookie jar too, right? You just never know. But I do know that over time, Marvel has been less meddling in their directors' affairs, and they're more trusting of the directors to just do their own thing. Which is why, like the later movies, they go in a different direction and end up being really good because it's different.
Different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're saying that it's okay for me to, you know, keep my hopes up and stay in tune because things gonna get better? Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't know if it's gonna be better in your eyes, but it's definitely different. Like, okay, I would say this because you watched Thor Ragnarok. I know because we watched it together. I don't even remember much of it, but
Yes.
that's a different Thor
No,
movie.
not really.
But you remember that
Yeah.
that's a different Thor movie compared to the
It was
other
a good
two.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Like,
Definitely.
like,
The first two was crap. So.
but they made Thor a completely different character almost, right? They made him more funny, more
Yeah.
jokey, more quippy.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, yeah. So I see.
Yeah.
So it is okay to assume that it's gonna get better.
I didn't say that. I just say it's gonna be change. It's gonna change. I don't know if it's gonna be for the better or for the worse. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know how you're gonna see it.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways,
Cool.
we're getting a little bit off topic there, but you know, that's what it is, right? Phase 1's over. Phase 2's over. Now we're entering the final phase, phase 3. You know, our journey of the MCU is almost over. We still got like I don't know a bajillion more movies to watch.
Yep. Are we halfway there yet, or what?
I think so. I think we're at the halfway mark. See, but the thing is, now we're gonna finish phase. Actually, we'll talk about it when we get to phase 3. But anyways,
Sure.
yeah. So okay, going back to Ant-Man, would you recommend this movie? Would you skip this in the MCU marathon? What would you do?
It is an origin movie, so you do have to watch it to know what Ant-Man is all about.
Yeah.
Because I didn't. I didn't watch it, and then I watched like Thor Ragnarok, and then like Endgame. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? So yeah, you gotta watch it to know who he is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. But would you recommend this movie or would you not?
Yeah, it's not a bad movie. It's a good movie, so watch it.
Yeah. I mean, if you have like a spare time with nothing to do, yeah,
Yeah.
watch it. Fuck it. MCU marathon, yeah, as Boscha said, you
Horrible.
have to
It's
kind of
not
watch it.
bad. Yeah. But I don't know. I kind of feel it's great that they haven't mentioned any stones yet. You know what I mean? I guess they only mention it when it's about the Avengers, eh?
Yeah, just because, well,
Or Thor world at least.
in the like for this movie, it wouldn't make sense to mention any stones. Like it would have no purpose.
True. That is true.
Not only
That is true.
not only that, but like how would these characters know about the stones? It's not something that's
Right.
known to humans, anyways.
I don't know. These people could turn to fucking ants. Maybe. Like anything. Like seriously.
Anything could happen. Yeah, that's true. But
And the World Wrestling Federation. I agree.
yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, I think that's it for our podcast. Don't forget to
Alright.
like, subscribe, follow, whatever. I don't know. Links is in the descriptions or something. I don't know.
Yeah. The wonderful stuff in life.
Yeah. Anything you like to add, Bosch?
Nah, I think that's it.
Yeah, we said our piece, and yeah, you can go ahead and do the outro.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. This is Boscha.
This is Alex.
And we'll see you again next time. Bye bye.
Bye.